What is up, everybody? I'm the Retro Nerd, and welcome to another episode of Retro Night. And this time around, we are playing Rayman for the PlayStation 1, one of the greatest hits. Anyways, so let's get into the plot of Rayman. The Great Protoon maintains peace and balance throughout a valley that is Rayman's world. One day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon, leaving the Electoons, small beings who gravitate around it, vulnerable to Mr. Dark's forces who have captured the Electoons in cages. Rayman must free the Electoons and recover the Great Protoon to restore the valley's balance. Belta, the fairy, a guardian of the Great Protoon, frequently interacts with Rayman as needed to give him additional magical powers along his journey. Pretty much, she's the upgrade system. And that's what she does. Every time you encounter her, she upgrades your punch or gives you some kind of special move. Yada yada yada. Pretty much through this whole game, Rayman is a platformer, 2D, sprite based, fun, colorful graphics. Pretty much you have to find the Electoons in each level, if there are Electoons in the level, because sometimes it's just a level getting to the Electoon. Pretty much that's all you do, is you just essentially just collect the Electoons and eventually, encounter bosses every so often and take them down. It's a fun game. I remember my buddy Sal playing this all the time. He was a big fan of Rayman, and at first, I would just sit there and watch him play it because I didn't know anything about it, and I was like, oh, it looks cool at least, And then finally, down the road when Rayman Legends and all that stuff came out, I started playing Rayman Legends, and I was like, this is actually kind of fun. Let's start playing some of the originals, and I happened to pick up Rayman, the first one, for the PlayStation during some of my Goodwill hunting trips, hitting up the Goodwill stores and stuff like that. I think I only paid $3.99 for it, which is a pretty good deal. I think it goes for about $10, maybe, the most. But yeah, I picked it up, and it was a great find, and I'm happy I picked it up and played it for a little bit. Maybe I might continue on playing it a little bit more, just to get the feel of the game. But it's a great game, good for kids. Really great for kids. Other than that, after this one, I think Rayman 2 eventually went 3D. Yeah, with Rayman 2, I think they went 3D. If I remember watching demo disc correctly, because they did play Rayman 2, and they went sort of like 3D, where you can control the camera, sort of like Super Mario Brothers 64 in that sense. I think that one was somewhat a little different from the original, which was 2D and stuff like that, and so a lot of people were probably like, I don't want to play this because it's not like the original, and that's usually how it goes with games. Like, if it's not the original, no one wants to play it, essentially. But sometimes down the road, you're going to have to evolve, you're going to have to change, and, Rayman tried to do that, and they're like, you know what, works better? Just going back to the 2D formula, and that's what they did with Legends and Origins as well. They went back to the 2D formula because the 3D one was just not working for them. So, hey, sometimes you gotta go back to what you know best, and that's fucking going back to what made you famous in the first place. And if you don't go back, sometimes you lose a lot of fans, and they went back, and I think they got most of their fans back. So that's always good for Rayman. And what was cool is what was it? I think it was Origins or Legends. One of those two were free for the Xbox 360. And I think it eventually became free for the Xbox One as well for a short while during a certain month. I can't remember what month it was, but it was cool. And you can probably get it cheap now on digital for like maybe $10 the most. And I highly recommend picking up those ones. I highly recommend picking up Rayman for the PlayStation 1 as well. If you have a PS3 that can play some PlayStation 1 games, why don't you just pick it up and play it? What the fuck are you waiting for? Go now. Go. Buy it. Buy it now. It's probably even on their digital site. Go. Anyways, guys, this has been an episode of Retro Night. I've been the Retro Nerd. And like how I like to end my videos. Retro Nerd out.
Yeah.